So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for the people who have joined from various regions. And yeah, thanks for joining us today with this session, which is Advanced Analytical Dashboard, which is the second series of CRM webinar. And those who know, who joined in the first session may know me. And don't worry if you missed the first session, and we will share you the link of the quick recap of the last session. Please find it in the chat box. And yeah, let me introduce myself. I'm Mehraj from marketing team at LMNAs. I will be the host of this today's session. And today with us we have Arun Kumar Ganeshan, who is founder and CEO of LMNAs. So Arun is a seasoned SAP consultant, uh, a seasoned SAP consultant who has expertise in CRM products, and he has expertise in various verticals like manufacturing, high techs, telecommunications, IS oils, and lot more. And yeah, let us welcome Arun Kumar. Hello, Arun.
Hello all.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you. And before getting into today's session, let me quickly see the recap of what we have saw in last session. So let me share my screen. Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So please. Yeah. Hope my screen is visible. And yeah, so the last session was all about the first. It is a first series of CRM webinar. It's all about AI collaboration and enhanced data management. So on that, we have started with the deep market research that what will be the actual transformer market in 2035. So it is expected to reach 119 billion market share. And with that, we also see the various. You can see various opportunities that the transformer market would have in the future. But in order to tackle these opportunities, we also see various problems that the transformer sales team would face. So these are the problems that we have discussed in the last session. But with that, in order to tackle these challenges, the sales team really need to adapt the shift. So coming to the shift, transformer market sales team to really need to adapt the a platform in the sense a platform should really be a more than just a tool. So in that order, we have introduced the lenses, which is really a platform that is more than just a tool. That the lens tool has various four modules, and in the last session we had a time to discuss these three modules. And yeah, we have discussed a lot, and once again we will share you the quick recap of this session in the chat box. Please feel free to find the chat box. And as promised, we have ended up with the analytical part in the last session. As promised, we have come up with the advanced analytical dashboard, which contains real use cases and real market, what are the actual market and what are the sales managers and the sales leaders should focus in coming to the insights parts. So to further explore on this part, I'm letting this part to handle by Arun Kumar, and I go to Arun. Hello, Arun. Once again.
Hello, Mehraj.
Hello.
Maybe you could also go in mute, help us
Okay. Yeah.
canceling the echo. Yeah. Thanks, Mehraj, for setting up the context and recapping this. And that is really helpful. At least I could also recollect what I had mm, told in the last meeting, right? And again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the folks who have joined from different regions. And I'm really, really happy to be part of this second series, which is all about the advanced analytics in the CRM. Right? So over the past more than 20 years, right from the 2000s of SAP CRM to the advanced cloud for customer, I've seen the CRM evolving in different stages with different clients. But today, with all those experience, our team LMNAs have put a platform, have developed a platform which is more intuitive, very, very simple, not with heavy lift or heavy nuts and bolts behind the scene. Very, very simple and intuitive, solving very, very specific problems. I'm really, really very, very happy about the way our CRM tool is evolving. Right? With that, let's really, also summarize what we had seen in the last session, right? Uh, and also, we will also see what, as what we will cover for today, right? So from a slide standpoint, I'll just tell you like what are the different things we will cover today, and I'll summarize what we had seen in the last session about how the data is getting collected and the workflow is managed using our Lens platform, Lens CRM platform. And after that, I'll showcase how the analytics is derived out of the data that we have entered and what insights it is giving and how we can act upon, how Lumi is going to really help from the analytics to take necessary action. So these are all the four different areas today we will cover, right? So Mehraj, if you could slightly move on to the introduction part of the slide deck, today's session. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Go to the next slide. Yeah. So last time we had seen these three different areas, right? So we have seen the Lumi as a collaboration platform, which is a really important platform to handle all the collaboration between the sales team, right? Which is really important. We had seen the heavy lifting workflows, CRM, right? So though how the data is moving from one stage to other stage automatically or semi-automatically, how the Lumi is getting into picture to help, qualifying the lead, qualifying the opportunity, how it is really helping the team to collaborate and give a nudges. So the workflow is being orchestrated using the CRM platform, and then we had also seen an API layer which is taking care of exposing and integrating the world of the CRMs, right? Using its own API, right? So those three different areas is what we have seen in the last session, and we also promised that we'll come up with a analytics or a dashboard which is specific for a CRM case. So today is all about that topic. So moving to the next slide, we have, yeah, today what are the things we would really focus on. So this CRM data is going to give us an actionable insight, right? So not just insights, some actionable insights. So we will have the funnel stages, which will be really helping us tracking the performance of different stages of the lead, how it is actually performing. The performance heat map, which is a really a good, which is my favorite sweet spot. The KPI dashboard scorecards. So the KPI scorecards are not just numbers. It is going to give or reveal some of the important aspects of our process. So we will understand. So it is all interrelated, and it will also reveal some of the flaws in our process and help us improve our processes. So next comes the AI nudges. I have the insights, and what should I do next? Right? So how the AI is going to, or Lumi is going to help me in taking necessary actions out of the insights. So these are all the four different topics we will cover. Moving on to the next one, right? So we will have some of the KPIs like hit rate, hit quality rate, hit rate trends, right? And biddable opportunities, and the probability, bid probability, bid value, or these are all the numbers. But on a plain, from a plain side, it looks very simple, but there are relationship between all these things, right? And see like whether to go with the bid or no bid decisions, how it has been made, all these things like again the heat maps, and quotation activity, whether the quotation is sitting idle or in a dormant state, or it's already expired, I'm getting unnoticed. So these are all the different areas. Definitely we are going to look, and more details on this is going to come in the upcoming thing. Yeah. Is there any other slide left out, marriage on top of this, or it is
Uh, no, Arun. I think we can get into the detailed session.
right? So we will get into the actual demo, right? I'll just go into the screen, share screen. Let me know if you are able to see my screen. I'm getting into a infinite loop, meaning I'm able to see my screen, share my screen. Right. Okay. So we had seen last time we had seen our CRM, um, the lead management, which is the starting point of our system. I could only see fewer leads. I don't know. Right. I'm only seeing the. That's what I'm just wondering. Where are these leads vanished? So there is a small little filter just sitting. Okay. Anyways, so the leads were the key point, entry point of our the CRM funnel, and we had nice little information about the qualification procedures, right? So whether it is qualified or not, and to qualify that we have the lead questionnaire, which will take care of automatic questionnaire generation, and then help the sales manager or sales team to get the questions before they get into the customers meeting. And we have the service level agreement, which locks the user to confine to a particular timeline to act on a lead. So, and finally we also had the status log, which talks about how long a particular lead in the funnel is staying in a particular stage, right? And this is a very useful information, right? And after that we also have this status of this particular lead, where it is actually sitting, right? So it is states it is there in opportunity, yes, it is staying in opportunity, it is also reflecting the same here. And when we get into the opportunity, for example, of this lead, we had again SLAs coming into picture, and already it got failed. So the lead team was smart to convert it to a opportunity, and then the opportunity manager probably missed this, and we had very good information about bid status, whether to bid or not bid. And we had a competitor analysis of this particular opportunity. We had the opportunity amount, which talks about the value of each of the opportunities. And there are activities which talks about what individuals have to do. And there are status log again, which is again it talks the same thing, right? So the funnel of the particular lead, and so on and so forth. And when I go back to the lead again, and we also saw how a lead is getting converted to a quotation, right? So let me get into, let's see, like this one. This got converted. So we have seen an opportunity has got created and quotation has got created for this lead. And let me get into the quotation. And finally, this quotation is also converted to an order. And when we see this, It has gone through different stages, and each of the stage represents how long it stayed in a particular stage. So on a surface level, this looks, uh, you know, um, uh, a number, right? And for example, if I go to the lead dashboard, I mean lead status, if I go to the Kanban view, for example, I have different stages of this leads, and I'm really, I could only understand these leads are in different stages. And what insight I'm getting? I'm not getting any insight, right? But so I just quickly like to tell, right, something which is always running in my mind. Before, I think 3 months before, I happened to, in general, I used to connect in LinkedIn with similar mindset people to understand what they are doing and try to see like if Lens could be co-work with them. So, one time I met with the person. And she is from she's actually building a product on vendor sourcing, right, evaluation. So in Lens we also have some similar kind of a feature, right? So I was interested and curious to understand whether we can collaborate or something. But and immediately she replied me, Arun, I would like to be mindful about my time spent on this. If it is going to make value, only then I'll have a connect. I was surprised. I mean, I had never got a reply from someone like this, and she was very abrupt telling like this. And I also, it also made sense, but she is really really mindful. And of course, I, after a couple of meetings, I was able to get her a meeting invite, and then we were able to connect. And finally we felt that we could not make something meaningful. Like she had an insight. She had a feeling that our synergies may not work, right? She was correct, and she wanted to be mindful. And that's very important, right? So in CRM also it happens, right? So we have a huge list of leads coming into picture, into the pipeline. And then we hit on, we work on every lead. And then what happens, we spend a lot of time on the particular lead, and then finally end up disqualifying the lead, right? And similarly on an opportunity, so we move a lead to an opportunity stage, and there also it's same thing happens. We don't know like whether to bid or no bid this particular opportunity. We again end up wasting a lot of time. Similarly it happens in quotation, right? And if you see, every time a lead crosses a particular stage from an opportunity to quotation, and by the time it reaches the quotation, the value of the lead becomes high, basically, in terms of the amount of time and effort we had already spent. And anything not happening moving further after that, it is all at the expense of our effort, right? So it is a huge loss for us, right? So, but if you had seen, right, last time I happened to look at one of our clients' data. They had a request to analyze their data. I just went and analyzed their quotation list. Surprisingly, I saw from a salesperson, I had seen 30 quotations were issued, right? And out of which 28 got expired. Only two were open for the month. And this was surprising for me. I mean, how much time they would spend in creating a quotation, and then 28 got expired, not even acted on, right? So where will I get these insights? This is really surprising for me. And if I go and ask their managers, maybe their managers also will not have any answers. Why did it got expired? Right? So you know it's about getting the real insights about what your sales team is doing actually, and where the data is leaking, and why we are not able to bring up the sales. But everybody seem to be very busy. They are working on creating new quotations, but end of the day none of the quotations are getting converted. So right? So here are some of the insights you could really take out of lens. So this is an insight, lens insights, which is sitting nicely on top of the lens crm platform itself, and all these matrices are brought in from the system itself, right? So let's take one by one. So when you see this is this looks very simple numbers, and if you see the biddable opportunity, it says it is increasing. The trend is increasing by 16%. So there are 27 biddable opportunities, meaning um, the biddable opportunities are opportunities where the sales team qualifies that it is biddable. It says like about 88 percentage of their current opportunities are biddable. Only uh, three are rejected, and 3% are qualified for no bid, and six for some of the reasons it is put on hold. But meaning 80%, 88% they are saying biddable, right? And surprisingly, you can also see the probability of the bid is also increasing from 96%, when 17% it has got increased, meaning the sales team authentically saying that about out of 100 opportunities we can get 96 opportunities, which is also higher, on the higher side, right? But I would also like to highlight this, right? So the hit rate is the measure where it tells about how many quotations got converted, right, out of the quotations given. So if you have 100 quotations issued and only 17 are getting converted, don't you see there is a lot of difference, and it is also declining. Okay, so while the bid team is saying that the probability of acquiring this bid is increasing and it is 96%, I get only 17 percentage of the quotes getting converted. Where is this? Where is the problem actually? Is there the bid team not able to qualify the opportunity properly, or they are there are less parameters to qualify, or the quotations once issued are not being followed up? Where is the problem, right? So I would see both. There are problems in both the areas. So before we get into the solutions, right, so I also would like to understand the hit quality rate, which is, I mean, like, I have heard of hit rate. What is hit quality rate? Hit quality rate is nothing but the number of qualified leads gone into the next stage, from lead to opportunity stage, right? Meaning you would have thousands of leads coming into your system, but you could only qualify 100 leads, and out of the 100 leads, how many are moving to the next stage, right? So that is the rate. So while the hit quality rate is on the higher side, my hit rate is only 17. And also it says the average bid value, if you see, average bid value is declining, meaning 46% decline, and it is only some 7K, right? So earlier it would have been around 12K or something, I believe. And why is it declining? Maybe because of low order booking. Our team has started accepting low value orders also. They have shifted their order values to low value opportunities. So these are all some of the insights we are getting, but out of which, what is that we are missing here, right? So when the biddable opportunities are 27 and the bid probability is 96, my hit rate is low. Why? So there could be two possibilities. One is the bid team is not in a position to qualify the opportunity properly, as opposed to like bid or no bid decisions, because their knowledge of classifying the bid could be lower, right? So where what could be improved here? So we could either train them on how to qualify a bid, qualify an opportunity, or bring in Lumi into picture, the A into picture, to assist the agent to qualify a bid, right? That is so one thing we could do, right? On the hit rate, it is only 17 percentage. Why? There are n number of reasons you could find here, right? And see, code follow up, it says not yet contacted is 3. So quote is created and not yet contacted, and you could see surprisingly there are 16 quotes which got expired. That is what is contributing a lot, right? This is quite common in most of the sales. I have seen enough of this, right? So many give issue quotation, but most of the quotation go expired. It's okay to get the quote, book the quote as last. At least we'll have a reason why it was last. But leaving it expired is really, really, we won't get any insight out of this, because whether it was followed up, not followed up, why this got expired, so many different reasons. Then we get down to the real good information about open quotations are, right? You see, like, how many days this is recently created probably, and you could clearly get days since this quote was contacted. Few quotations were not yet contacted, which is furthermore worse, right? So this is something really a leakage, I would say. Like, lot of efforts are getting leaked, right? And you also see a steady decline in the hit rate trend, right? These are all quite common in most of the industries because of various different reasons, right? And if you see, the hit rate funnel looks okay, but not to the level we expect, right? And here comes in another interesting topic. You see, like, we have given a target of 110 leads to be qualified, but people are, I think, on the target. This is an yearly target, let's say, like it's an early target, and the lead owners are able to qualify a lead. But here is another target which is set out of, we need to convert a lead out of 110. You need to convert um, into orders, right? About 62. So those are all from an opportunity, how much is getting converted, right? And they have set a target of 62, but we are only able to achieve 10. So from a lead standpoint, people are able to achieve, qualify the leads to a higher number. But from an opportunity standpoint, we are really on maybe 20%. So this is about 67 per 60%, but it is only 20% of your estimated target is getting converted. So what is wrong here, right? So I see from the analytics standpoint, uh, there are two gaps. Probably the bid team is not able to communicate properly to the pre-sales team, right? Um, our pre-sales team is not able to properly communicate to the sales team, and sales team, once issuing the quotation, they are not able to follow up the quote. And since now, let's say, like, when a manager is asking a particular person, like, say, let's say, like Aisha Farzana, for example, right? Hey Aisha, what happened? Why this quotation got expired? Did you contact? And she might tell that I am trying to contact. I have been in touch with um, um, the client or the customer, but when we get into the system, we will not find anything. Right? So if you go, let's see, what is the quotation? Right? Let us get into the. Let us take one of the quotations which was not contacted. So it is 37. Let us get into 37, for example. Oh, that's quotation. I have to put the quotation. Yeah. So now, if I get into the status log, let's understand. The quotation is staying there for about 25 days, right? So, and if you see, there is no contact. I think we have not sent an email or anything happened after this. So this is a clear gap, right? For 25 days, no movement is happening in this quotation, and naturally it will go for expiry in maybe in another 2 to 3 days, right? And when we ask the particular salesperson, they might tell that I'm contacting through mails, I'm contacting through WhatsApp, I'm contacting through phones, but where are these logged? So that's where Lumi comes into picture. So when we have seen the integration standpoint, so Lumi and Lens is able to connect to the external systems, external channels. It's an omni-channel enabled system, right? So you could make calls, for example. You could make calls, you could send mails or whatnot. You could send WhatsApp, and everything would be logged here in the system. And if you enforce this as a process, and if the tool is going to support all the possible channels of communication, then you would see all the communications happening in the system. And you would also see, despite all the communications, all the efforts made by the sales team, the client is not able to respond. That's fair enough, because client is. And now we can go back and see why the bid team missed this in the earlier evaluation, because we don't want to spend time on things which are not going to work. And that's where the A insights are really required, right? And this is my favorite um, spot, which is a sweet spot I also mentioned, which is called as the heat map. And the heat map we had seen here, uh, per individual leads, what is the time it is taking and where it is exactly stuck. This gives a lot of insight, but per lead, we may not understand why it is happening, why there is a 25 days difference, why this particular opportunity is stuck on for particular 20 days, right? But if I go and look into the heat map, this is on entire document level, entire lead level, and entire stage level. So the same thing is put it in a heat map level. And when we analyze this, you could see the more the bluish, meaning there is a problem in this area. It is 48, sometimes it is taking 49 days to just reply to a lead. This is also possible, right? And the more number of blue in a particular area, particular stage, then it is problematic. Probably we could go and understand why this is happening on a particular stage. Maybe there is no system which reminds them. There is no easy way to communicate to customer, or they are communicating but it is not logged in the system. They are forgetting it to log into the system, and so on and so forth. There could be a number of reasons, but only by understanding, but only when we have a solid data, then we can go and root cause why this is not happening, why this is happening and why this is not happening, right? Similarly, on different stages. So if you see a lot of blue in a particular stage, then you have to figure it out and understand. Maybe you can conduct a meeting with the sales team and understand what are their problems, right? So actually this session is about 45 minutes, and we can talk in length and breadth about the dashboarding capability of CRM. So in this small little session, we just brought in what are the key aspects and key KPIs that we could measure, and important KPIs and dashboards that makes a lot of sense for a CRM team or a sales team, right? And how you could take an insight out of this. Okay, now there is an insight we got. Now, how do I act on it, right? For example, let us get into Lumi, for example. Lumi is the, um, uh, you know, go back to So Lumi is our collaboration platform, but also it will help us do our duties. No? Like for example, so it keeps sending me reminders every day about what I should do. But So what I do again, last when as I explained in the last meeting, I could have set- so I can assign, I can work on certain actions that are can be quickly pulled down from my action menu from right from Lumi, and then I say like, hey, notification when expiring code, for example. It says, give me a minute, I have to do it from a different, yeah, right. So it sends me if there are um, any quotations that are expiring in my queue. I think I don't have any.
I think you have cleared every code.
Yeah,
You
I
don't have
think
any
I have
expiring code.
cleared my queue probably. And then let me check what are the actions. Maybe somebody had picked mine and have worked on it. Yeah. So yeah, it sent me only one lead I have to work. Ah, okay, nice. That's nice. Last time I had many, I believe. So I was able to solve most of the things. So it says like, hey, you have to work on this particular lead, and similarly, you could configure so many different things uh, as nudges, and based on our KPIs, AI will smartly send the nudges to us so that you only focus on what is relevant. Like the one which got triggered and still running in my mind behind the scene. The friend from my different region told me, I wanted, hey Arun, I wanted to be really mindful on what I'm doing, right? I have to spend my time effectively. So please don't mind if I'm rejecting your meeting. So that's exactly Lumi is all about. And the insights are the one which helps you to be mindful in your CRM process and helps you to fine tune your process and put a very good process across your team, right? And go to the team and tell with the reason why they have to really be following a process, right? With that, I would come to an end on this explaining the dashboard. Anything you wanted to understand more, please feel free to write an email to me, or to the team who has organized this meeting. We would be happy to share more insights, have a call one on one, and then uh,
Yeah, I also shared a CTA. You can see in the display. So you just with a click, you can reach us.
so okay. Over to you, Maharaj, and I'll stop sharing my screen, for example. And if there are questions, I can take up. Otherwise, we are hitting the time. Maybe we can extend for another 4 5 minutes.
Yeah, Arun. So I think we have received a question. Let me post in the screen also so the user can see. So hope you can see the question.
How well Lens can bring together information from? What was that? No, the question. From multiple systems like CRM, ERP, and external intelligence to a single view. How well Lens can bring information from multiple systems like CRM, ERP, and external intelligence into a single view. Okay. Right. So this is a very good question, right? So that's where we were having the API layer, which can Lens is a platform. Lens is a platform, and it's not a tool, right? And it's when it's a platform, it can extend to any scale, and it can extend to any different other system, external system through its API gateways. It can connect to social media, it can connect to ERPs, and it can connect to other communication channels, right? So, meaning you don't have to manually do or copy paste your data from a different system, or you don't have to maintain your data in Excel and then try different methods to upload manually and so on and so forth. There are adapters in Lens which can connect to different sources. Even your Excel can be put into a driver and then it can automatically get uploaded into system. It can connect to LinkedIn. It can connect to your lead generation tools. It can connect to SAPs, Oracles, right? So BI tools. It is all in secured manner. So your data can come in any form, especially the communication channels. So a typical use case is like when you create a lead and then you convert it to a customer, this customer can be replicated to SAP, for example, right? Or when a lead, when you are interacting with your client in LinkedIn and you have a sales navigator and then you wanted that to be converted as a lead in your system, you just say like integrate to send to CRM, right? Send to Lens, then it will automatically come and sit as a lead. Or you have gone to a um, trade show, trade fair, and then you have uploaded all the information in your Excel and put it in a folder. Lens can automatically pick that and update in the system and so on and so forth, right? So that way your data can come centrally into system, and with that you can get a single view of your data, right? Yeah. So hope I answered the question.
Yeah, Arun. Thanks for answering. And I think we are done with the questions. Okay.
Once again, thanks everyone for joining us in the evening today. And being a Saturday, I appreciate all your effort in participating. This hope you found this useful, and we would also do in another session on the CPQ because um, like when I said as we move late in the stage, right? As we move closer to your quotation stage, the cost of losing a quotation is really really high because the amount of effort gone into preparing a quotation from lead to quotation is really high. So imagine you spend 4 or 5 days in preparing a quotation, and you spent already 2 days in evaluating an opportunity, and you have spent 1 day in qualifying it. So put together 10 days, and it is sitting dormant, right? And think of this: if you could all do this in less than half an hour, right, with AI and a powerful CPQ tool, you could send as many as quotations, right, in the same time. But you can also, yeah, like, so you have a qualified lead and then you prepare it in like like minutes than days. Then you can work on so many different quotations and your communication is all there, right in front of you. You have right insights about your performance of the team. Then you can really, so you need a high performing CPQ also. So that is what would be our next topic of interest, and we would soon publish the dates on that. So please do watch us. Thanks for your time. There is something on the chat. Chat. How well can the dashboard adjust insights depending on who is looking at like a sales move? Yeah, dashboard. Yes, it could be. It's it's a role based thing as well. You could configure dashboards per person as well as per managerial view, and similarly you can also simply do a filtering of the sales dashboard based on the team member. And I think probably Aisha had gone for a vacation, I believe. That's where her hit rate is so low. Yeah,
I
possibly.
think your screen is in off, Arun.
Okay, I'm sorry about it.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding. Yeah. So okay, so so I was having all the data. Right. So it is really customizable, and then you can have uh, role-based dashboards as well as you could filter it based on individuals. So a manager could view per salesperson, or you could come. The sales team can also come and view their own performances. Right. So that's what I was telling. Like if you see the hit rate of, I mean, of course, this is a test system. If you see something like this, probably that person is on leave, on a vacation for more than a month. So that's where the hit rate is so low and it has hit zero, for example. So you could definitely do. The answer is you could definitely have different versions of the dashboard for different people. Yes, right.
So yeah, thank you, Arun, for your wonderful answers for the questions and the session. Yeah, again, thank you for the people who joined us today. And, again, it's a Saturday. Thanks for joining us. And as Arun said, next month we have planned to come up with a CPQ webinar. So how the code could be get speeded up. And so yeah, planning to do this webinar on that. So please do follow us on social media so you could get an updates on that. Yeah, with that, I think we can wind off if we don't have any questions. Yeah, I think we don't
Bye
have
for
any
now.
questions.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you. Thank you, because thank you, Subhasri. So, thank you all.